Hello and welcome to Dude's Comic Haul. I'm Jason, and as always this is new comic book day, so that means I'm here to share the new comics I picked up today. Without further ado, let's get into the books. First up we have Green Arrow issue number 29. This will be the book I read first this week. Really looking forward to this. It's got part 4 of the Outsiders War. I've totally been loving what they've been doing with the book. So pleased Lemire and Sorrentino came onto the book. If they were both British, I would nominate them for Knighthoods from the Queen, because they've just done a fantastic job in taking a book that wasn't fit for toilet paper and turning it around and making it one of the best books on the shelf. It doesn't matter whether you like DC or Marvel or Image. This book stands head and toe with the best books out there right now, and I'm just totally enjoying it and looking forward to seeing what's going to happen next. Next up we have Clone issue number 15. Another one of my favourite books. Really loving this book. The clones have been outed, so the world know about them now. So these religious fanatics have got together because they see that man was created by God. So man created man is an abomination, so they want to kill all these clones. The clones have kind of bound together and gone into hiding, but now these female clones have turned up and they've got an island where they're going to take the clones to live away from humanity. But some of the clones have got like people that have helped them, or our main character, for example, even though he's the original, he's not a clone, he's the original. He's got a wife and he can't take her with her but they don't know this yet, that they can't take their loved ones with them. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what's going to happen this issue. The people that write this, they're not regular comic book writers, so they come at it from a totally different direction. But every issue is just cram-packed with action. Really recommend checking this one out. If you like your sci-fi thrillers, or you like your non-superhero books, or you want something a bit different with a really fast-moving story that keeps you on the edge of your seat, this is definitely the book. And Image do a ridiculously bargain with their trades, particularly first volumes. So yeah, it's well worth checking out. I'm really looking forward to seeing what's going to happen next in there. We then have Forever Evil issue number 6. We're coming to the end now, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what's going to happen. On the cover it says Nightwing's Last Stand. Interesting, it says Nightwing, not Dick Grayson. I don't know if I'm reading too much into that, but I'm really looking forward to seeing where all these different threads of story are going. Personally, I've enjoyed this story. I think people that are complaining about it being too slow, I think it's because DC have done it every month. Rather, you look at Image with Walking Dead, that event's going every fortnight. You look at Marvel with their events, it's either weekly or every fortnight. So I think that's why this has felt so slow. But personally, I applaud DC for doing that, because it makes it lighter on our pockets, and you're more inclined to maybe pick up some of the tie-ins because you're not buying that many extra books a month. And personally, I've been enjoying it, and it's going to be interesting to read it when it's all collected together, because I think reading it all together is going to give you a totally different experience. But I'm looking forward to seeing what happens next. Speaking of Forever Evil, we next have The Phantom Stranger issue number 17, which continues the Forever Evil Blight storyline. Last issue it ended up with Spectre showing up, one of my favourite characters, so I'm really looking forward to this issue. Is he going to throw down with Phantom Stranger? Is he going to help the Phantom Stranger? Or is he just going to disappear and nothing going to come of it? We shall see. Then next up we have Velvet issue number 4, another one of my favourite books. Fantastic writing by Ed Brubaker, gorgeous art by Steve Epting, and just a fantastically interesting character in Velvet. And what I really like about her is that, you know, she's a sexy woman, but who's intelligent, who can kick ass, and who isn't like, you know, really young. She's like probably like my age, you know. So I'm really enjoying this book, and plus it's a spy book set in the best time, the 60s and the 70s and the 50s. They're the best times to set a spy book in, and yeah, just really loving this book. Last issue was just a delight. So many twists and turns that I didn't see coming yet made total sense. Yeah, this is just a masterclass. Well worth picking up. But if you've ever enjoyed a James Bond film, you'll enjoy that book. Next up we have The Punisher issue number 3. Another book I'm really enjoying, they've kind of set this hierarchy of like Punisher slots in where you have things that are too big for the police, not big enough for superheroes, and Punisher, he slots in that gap. And I really like that. I like the cast of characters they're building in the book, and you know, so far I've really enjoyed it, and I'm really becoming a big fan of this character. And I'm looking forward. Last issue we found out what the Soul's weapon was that they've got from AIM, or rather who it was. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what's going to happen next. We then have Green Lantern issue number 29. I don't know if Venditti took time to get used to the character or if he was setting stuff up, but I feel he's really starting to come into his own on this book. I'm really enjoying it. I still don't totally agree with the whole limit to the power battery kind of deal, but at least I'm willing to take it for now because it is pushing the story in some interesting directions. And so yeah, I'm enjoying this one. And you gotta wonder, is St. John, is he gonna get his help? Is it St. Walker? I always forget his name, but he's lost his hope, and that's where he gets his power from, his hope. So will he get it back? I hope so. Next up we have Superman Action Comics issue number 29. Greg Pak's done a brilliant job with this character since he come onto the book. I really enjoyed the story. Looking up, we got the Doom storyline starting next month. I don't know if it's gone through all the Superman books or if it's just in Action Comics, but it sounds a really interesting story in the aftermath of Forever Evil. Lex Luthor is now a hero, while Superman is hated and feared because in Ultraman they saw everything that could go wrong if Superman went evil. So they now hate and distrust Superman. So they've kind of twisted and turned, and I think it's a really interesting place to take the book, take the characters. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But this issue, we're going to get the conclusion to the comic story arc, which has been really good, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how it's going to finish. I like how Greg Pak is writing the book, but I'm also, it's the other characters as well. You've got Lana Lang and you've got Ghost Soldier. There's some really interesting characters in here, and it's been a really good story thus far. So yeah, well worth picking up if you're a Superman fan. We then have Swamp Thing issue number 29. Really loving what Charles Soule's doing with this book. Again, that's another really nice cover. I like that Swamp Thing cover. Some interesting developments in the last couple of issues, so I'm really looking forward to seeing where this book is heading. We then have another Charles Soule book. It's She-Hulk issue number 2. We know She-Hulk's got her law firm set up, so it's going to be interesting to see the direction that this book's going to go in now. I like the writer, I like the character when it's written, she's written well. The art, yeah, I'm not totally, 100% on the art. It seems to be that the lighter tone books like Daredevil, Hawkeye, She-Hulk, they kind of like to have the same kind of vibe art-wise, which is a shame because surely each book should have its own identity and try and be an individual. But with Marvel, they change the artists so often, because the books come out so often that, I can't see this artist been on for a long time. But the art isn't bad. It's just I'm not a big fan of how they draw the She-Hulk. Pulido's art isn't bad. It's just just how he draws She-Hulk I'm not a big fan of, but I'm a fan of the writing, so looking forward to see what's happening next. Next up we have Captain America issue under 18. Dr. Mindbubble, interesting villain. The last 2 issues I don't think have been the strongest issues, but I think they're getting back to being strong. I'm hoping that this issue is going to be a return to form. If it's going to be 3 rough issues in a row, it may be a book that I might start looking at, and it might be a book that's on the bubble, but we'll see. I'm hoping that this issue is going to be returned to form, because even last issue there was still some really interesting ideas there. My final book is Starlight issue number 1. I'm not the biggest Mark Millar fanboy. I like some of the stuff he writes, dislike other stuff he writes. But I loved Flash Gordon as a kid. I remember the movie, the one with the Flash, that one. I recorded that as a kid, and I'd watch that film over that and Star Wars. The Star Wars trilogy were the films I watched the most as a kid. Just blooming loved it. And this book, the character kind of reminds me of Flash Gordon, so I thought I'd give it a go. I'm hoping it's going to be good. If it isn't, then I won't pick up the next issue. Plus Goran Parlov, I remember he did Fury Max, so I was interested to see his art as well. So yeah, all in all, it was one of those that I thought I'd give a go. Whether I pick up the next one depends on this one. It's going to be one of those. So that's all my comics for the week. I will also be getting 2000 AD, but my comic shop, they never get many in, and when I go there in the evening, it's always sold out. My local shop that I get it from, my local newsagents, they only ever get one copy in, and somebody had beaten me to it this week. So, you know, it means I have to get it tomorrow when I go into the city centre on my way home. So, no hardship. But that's it for this week. I will be back on Friday with my comics of the week, where I take this pile of books, I take my 5 favourite books and I review them. Then over the weekend I will be uploading Dude's comic book roundup, where the rest of the books get reviewed. Hopefully Monday I will be doing a Marvel Ultimate Graphic Novel review. I have got the Fantastic Four Unthinkable and for The Last Viking, both to review. I've read both of those books, so they're ready to review. I was going to do it yesterday. Unfortunately, events took a turn where I couldn't do them. So yeah, fingers crossed I get them done on Monday, and then of course Wednesday I'll be back with another comic haul video. Hope you all have a great new comic book day and you enjoy all your books. Thank you very much for watching my video. If you liked it, give it that lovely thumbs up. Please, if you think I've missed anything today, that's good. Comments down below, let me know. All that leaves me to say really is I've been Jason. This has been Dude's Comic Haul. Bye for now.